Hello everyone, this is Tuba Mirza and welcome to Recoding. All the code used inside this video are mentioned inside the description box. So if you like the work we are doing and if you're learning something from our videos, please do subscribe to our channel and share it with your group because your subscription will make this type of video happen in the future. So without any further ado, let's get started. SwiftUI has now become a better tool for developers to build their app or switch their workflow from UIKit. Recent advancement of SwiftUI 4 announced in WWDC by Apple has reinvented the SwiftUI Navigation System. Earlier, SwiftUI provides a default navigation wrapper which automatically switches between stack navigation and column-based navigation based on device size and layout. But Apple's approach to stack navigation has never been complete as a developer can't build stack navigation further to one stack. To do so, they need to use some other packages or method. We have already done some videos regarding that. You can take a look on the topic. Build custom navigation stack view using SwiftUI and programmatically push and pop views in SwiftUI. Links are inside the description box. Now Apple has finally separated the navigation stack and column navigation view into two different views. In this video, we are going to take a look at navigation stack for SwiftUI 4. First, let's take a look at the older method. Navigation view wrapper provides a way to create a link to move from one view to another. We use navigation link view which takes a description and destination as a parameter. But unfortunately, Apple has deprecated the navigation view in iOS 16. So if you have adopted this API now, it's time to switch to the new Navigation Stack API. Now let's take a look at Navigation Stack API. To build using Navigation Stack, we need to use Navigation Stack wrapper. And inside it, we create a list of navigation link which will take a description and value to which we need it to associate with inside the navigation destination modifier. Now this here is the navigation destination modifier which will take for the parameter to associate with the navigation link value. Then inside the wrapper, we add a destination view. Now this destination view will work under the navigation stack. We can now further put navigation link inside it and it will create more pages into it, and this process will go on forever. Inside the navigation user, see the view first. When the user taps on the navigation link, it will see another view stack over the first view. Further, this process will go on for other views. Let's take an example of that. Here is an example of an app which we are going to make inside this video. It will show the number of cars according to different sections. Inside each section, we have different cars. When a user taps on any of the car, it will open a detailed car view which will show the name of the car and the other cars related to this car section. When user further taps on that, they will see that another stack view of detailed car view which is stacked over the first detailed car view. So let's now build the app. First, let's take an example of how we have earlier created the navigation. Create navigation view wrapper. Inside it, add a list view. Then add a list view and add navigation links along with the destination. So we can see that a navigation view is working. Let's add navigation link inside the navigation link. Inside the first navigation link destination parameter, create a closure. Create a list and add a navigation link inside it. So we can see that navigation view works like a navigation stack, but now it looks more cumbersome to use. Now let's make it more complex. Create two new SwiftUI views. And inside the navigation link, change the destination to a new SwiftUI view. Inside the first SwiftUI view, create a navigation link. And wrap it inside the navigation view, and its destination add a second SwiftUI view which we have created. And finally wrap the navigation link inside the list. Now check our app. Here we now see the shortcoming of the navigation view as it won't be able to handle the navigation stack very well. For this, we need to use the new navigation stack view. So let's now start to build the app. First, delete all the files. Create a new SwiftUI file called Navigation View. Inside it, create a navigation stack view. And add a navigation view inside the content view file. Create a new folder as models. Inside it, create a new Swift file called category. It will hold the different category of car among which they are divided. Create an enum as a category which conforms to int, hashable, case iterable, identifiable and codable. Inside it, add the case of a car categories like supercar, classic and street. Then inside it, create a variable as id which conforms to int. Create a closure and add a raw value. Then create another variable as a localized name which conforms to localized string key. Inside it, create a switch case pattern, which will return a string name for all the cases of our enum. And inside the import statement, remove the foundation and add SwiftUI. Inside the navigation view file, first change the name of the navigation view to navigation view source as it will coincide with navigation view API. Now inside the navigation stack view, create a list view. Inside the parameter, we use a category enum and show all the cases. And inside the closure for each category, we show a section and add the header as a text view, which will take the category localized name. Here we can see that our app is looking as we intended. Now create a car model. First, create a structure as a car which is hashable and identifiable. Inside the structure, create a const as id which equals UUID. Then create the respective fields as name which conforms to the string. Category as enum category. Description as string. And image a string which equals nil if not filled. Now create another file as data model. Create a class as data model which conforms to observable object. Then create a publish property wrapper and inside it create a variable as car which conforms to an array of car structure and it will initially equal to an empty array. Then create this class a singleton by using static let shared which conforms to data model equal to data model class initializer. Now let's create a car data below the data model class. Create a private const as built-in car which conforms to the array of the car. Then equal it to the closure of variable cars inside it, fill our example data. Then finally return our car as array of cars. We need to change the name description field and remove the S from it. Now inside the data model class, create a private initializer which will equal a published car variable to the built-in car variable. Now create a function as cars which will take the category as input and return an array of car. We use our cars array and use the filter method to remove the car which do not belong to the same category. And finally sorted by name. Create another variable as car mock which conforms to car and returns the first car from the cars array. Now inside the cars model file, create a car extension and add the mock variable to car mock variable. We are creating a mock because we can pass this data inside the preview so it will not show an error while running the app inside the canvas view. Now inside navigation view source file. First create a variable as data model which equals to a data model dot shared. Then inside the section view, create a for each loop at the data model dot car array and add the category which we get from category enum. Then inside the for each car, we create a navigation link. And car name as navigation link text and for the destination add car details. Now check our canvas. Here we can see that our cars have appeared and our navigation link is working fine. Now inside the navigation link, instead of destination parameter, we use value parameter and provide each car. Add navigation type modifier and add the navigation title. Then below our list view, we use a navigation destination modifier, which will take for parameter where we provide our car structure. Then create a closure and inside it for each of a car, we show car name and car description inside the destination view. Here we can see that our app works as we intended. Now let's work on the car details view. Create a new SwiftUI view as car details view. Inside it, it will require a car value. Inside the body, we check that if the car is provided, we show car details. Create a vstack inside it, create an if block that if the image is provided. We have already added image inside the assets folder view beforehand. We show an image view with a car image. Then below it add a text view, add text description and add some modifier. Add navigation title modifier and add the car name. Then for the else block, add a text to select car. Inside the preview provider, add a group view and add two car detail views, first with no car data while other with a mock data. Now inside the navigation view source file, inside the navigation destination create a scroll view. Add the car view and provide the parameter. Now let us work on related car link. To do so, create a variable as a related link which confirms to car and returns a link. Then create another view called context which will have generate as a link and returns a view. Inside it, we require a car variable which confirms to car, a data model variable which is equal to shared, and related link which confirms to car which returns link. Then inside the body, create a scroll view in a horizontal direction. Inside it, add an edge tag with a spacing of 20. Now inside the preview section, add a related link inside the car detail view. And create a function link which takes a car parameter and returns a view inside it. Add an empty view. And provide this link function inside the related link parameter. Now change car detail view to generic by adding a link variable which confirms to a view. Now below the description of the car, add a text as related car and below it add a context block with a car and related link parameter. Inside the data model class, create another function as related car which will take a parameter of car and returns an array of car. Inside the closure, add a variable as related cars array. Which equals to cars variable and filters it according to the car category. Then add the sorted method to sort it by name. Now let's remove the first car inside the array by creating an if-let pattern of index. Then find the first indexed inside the related car array which matches our current car and remove it from array. This will remove the data duplication issue. Now return our related car array. Now inside the car detail view, create a let related car and add a related car function. Then create a for each block and show the related car. Inside the navigation view source file, we add a closure to the car detail view. Now add a navigation link with a value of related car. Then inside it, create a VStack with an image. Add some modifiers to the image like resizable and frame width and height. Then below it, add an edge tag with the car name and description. Now we can see that our related car has appeared. Now add some adding inside the scroll view. Let's now work on navigation model. To do so, create another Swift file called as navigation model. Inside it, import combine framework. Then create a final class as navigation model which conforms to observable object. Then create a publish property wrapper which will store our car path. Then create an initializer. Below it, another variable as selected car which conforms to car structure. And create a getter and setter for it. Then inside the content view file, create a state object property wrapper and initialize our navigation model. We need to add an empty array inside the navigation model initializer, as when the app starts it will be empty. Now inside the navigation view source file, create an environment object property wrapper which will require the navigation model. Then inside the navigation stack view, add a path parameter. Then inside it, add a binding of a car path. Now inside the car detail view, also add an environment object property wrapper of navigation model. Then below the VStack, add a navigation toolbar modifier. Inside it, create a button. This button will remove all the items stored inside the car path variable stored inside the navigation model. So even when we open too many stack views inside our app, we will be redirected to the main view. This concept also helps developers to make a jump view from one part to another. Now inside the navigation view source preview provider, we need to initialize a navigation model inside the environment object. Similarly, add environment to the car detail view preview provider also. Now let's check our app. So here we can see that we can open different stack of views. And we can remove all the views from the stack by using a single button. Now inside the related car function inside the data model, add another parameter of car path which will have an array of car. Then create an if statement that if the value of car path count is greater than 1, we create a for loop for the car path array. Then we remove the car we have already seen on the stack. This will remove the duplication of stack views. Now add an environment object property wrapper inside the content view. Then inside the related car function, we provide a car path from navigation model. So now we can see that it will now remove any duplication on the navigation link when opening a stack view. So this is how we build a navigation stack using the new SwiftUI 4 Navigation Stack API and build it further using Path and Navigation Destination API. By using these API, developers now adapt better app navigation inside SwiftUI natively like UIKit and AppKit. Recoding is on Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Make a small contribution or donations to help us grow our medium. We still offer free content on YouTube and other writing platforms. Also, don't worry, there are other ways to support us. Share us on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media formats with your friends and ask them to subscribe. The links are inside the description box. And yes, let us know what you liked or disliked about this video in the comment section. Please do like and subscribe to our channel. And yes, do not forget to suggest some more topics. For now, I'll be signing off. We'll definitely see you all in the next video.